Lawyers of Reddit, what's the one case that still keeps you up at night? I was a young defense attorney when I got assigned to a case that, to this day, I wish I had refused. My client, a 30-year-old man named Evan, was charged with the murder of his coworker. The evidence against him was overwhelming: blood on his clothes, a knife from his kitchen, witnesses who swore they heard an argument. The prosecution was confident it would be open and shut. But then Evan's family scraped together money to hire us, insisting he was innocent. When I met him, he didn't come across like a killer. He was quiet, articulate, and almost disturbingly calm. He told me, "I didn't kill her." But they'll never believe me. I dug into the evidence, and at first, everything looked hopeless. The lab matched his fingerprints on the knife. The timeline fit perfectly. And even his phone records placed him near the scene. But then I started finding cracks. The fingerprints weren't full, just partials. The blood on his clothes wasn't tested for spatter patterns, only DNA and the security footage that was supposed to show him entering the building. The timestamp was blurry, almost unreadable. I fought hard in court, pointing out every inconsistency. The prosecutor hated me for it, but slowly, I saw the jury's confidence waver. Evan sat silently through it all, barely reacting, almost like he was watching a movie. Finally, after weeks of testimony, the jury came back not guilty. Evan smiled for the first time. His family sobbed with relief. Everyone said I'd pulled off a miracle. But then, a week later, the detective on the case called me privately. They'd found new evidence, a hidden camera in the victim's apartment that had been overlooked before. The footage clearly showed Evan entering with the knife. Not only that, but the way he did it. It was almost methodical, as if he knew exactly where the camera was and didn't care. I asked the detective why this hadn't come up at trial. He said it had been buried in a backlog of files, misfiled until it was too late. Double jeopardy meant Evan couldn't be tried again. He walked free, untouchable. I told myself it wasn't my fault, I did my job. Everyone is entitled to a defense. But sometimes, when I close my eyes, I see that grainy footage. The coldness in his face. The deliberate way he raised the knife. And I can't escape the thought that I didn't just free an innocent man. I set a murderer loose. So when people ask if I believe in justice, I don't have an answer anymore. The law is a game of rules, and sometimes the rules let monsters